Welcome to this meditation called Grounding and Connecting into the New Earth. I am Karen Huntington. I have recorded this grounding meditation as I know many people are struggling to hold their balance. And I have been asked by many what is going on with all the chaos happening in the world, which in turn is causing an imbalance in many people. Having worked in the field as a light worker for over 30 years, there are many forms of truth. However, this is the way I see things and is my truth. Though having said that, truth is always evolving. So if it feels right to you, great. If not, that's okay too. You may have your own truth. Whether you are aware of it or not, there is a new earth energy called the Divine Feminine, which is birthing a higher consciousness within humanity and our Mother Earth. You will have probably heard the name, the New Golden Age. This energy is a much higher vibration than the previous energy we have been living with, which is survival energy. This new energy of light and love has a much higher vibration and has been inundating this planet for the last few years. It is now really ramping up and is here. Lots of people don't like change, but this is a change for the better. It is a loving, compassionate energy and has been brought about by humanity itself. We, as a collective, evolved to a certain point of compassion that triggered this. We no longer want to live as we have, but live in a more inclusive, loving world that cares for each other and all the other species on this planet. So many of us recognise the sacred sentience of our Earth Mother and the other species that live here with us. You can already see how many people are collectively making a difference, whether that be environmental, conservation, or any other ways of improving things. Integrity, love, and compassion is springing up in hearts the world over. Even without knowing why, people are becoming far more compassionate and are looking for change. This is the divine energy at work. She loves and nurtures you until the changes within you are made. This can cause within the human system turbulence as old energetic patterns are released. It is also clearing away all the old survival energy of darkness and lower vibrations. Right now, we are in the purging pattern. Another simpler way to look at it is clearing the poison from the wound, which has a degree of pain before you can heal. Once the poison clears, the healing completes itself. There is a lot of healing needed right now in the global collective. But what does this mean for you as an individual? Well, another way to simplify it is to imagine a pond. And this pond has crystal clear water of say a foot in depth. Then under that water is about 10 metres of sludge and detritus from all the years the pond has existed. In the old energy, that sludge stayed where it was. However, what happens when you throw a pebble into the water? The sludge comes to the surface, right? That pebble is the new light. In the new energy, that sludge cannot stay. The pond has to clear, so cleaner water can replace the old. This in turn creates greater health and balance for the pond. It becomes renewed. So how does grounding help? Firstly, you have to have an understanding that energy follows thought. An example. You walk into a room of people who seem okay. However, you can feel a tension. You have heard the saying, you can cut the atmosphere with a knife. Perhaps a squabble between the people took place. You didn't see or hear it, yet you felt it. That is your energetic system reading the atmosphere and warning you. And more often than not, you will leave the room. If you are with someone who is joyful and happy, you want to be with that person because that joyful energy rubs off onto you. When someone has a belly laugh, you cannot help but laugh with them. It's totally infectious and the best kind of energy there is. So always keep in mind, energy follows thought. Grounding then allows energy to pass through you and into the earth. It creates a circuit within your energetic system. It keeps that energetic system in balance. Let me give an example of how an imbalance can occur. You know what it's like when you get stressed for whatever reason. We cannot think straight or focus. Our breathing is quickened and our heart beats faster. That is an overload of energy in the head, creating the body to react. How do we correct that? The best way to help yourself through this turbulent purging, as you embody more of this new energy, is to keep grounding. However, we don't want to ground into the old energy, into the old earth, so to speak. We want to ground into the new earth. Can you see how there are two systems at play at the moment? You have one foot in the old and one foot in the new. How do we do that? Well, we have to set our intention. Setting our intention triggers a subconscious energetic reaction. You are the captain of your ship, and it is your intention that determines which way you go. All you have to do is say out loud, "It is my intention that my whole being starts to align to the new higher consciousness. Let this be done in a gentle and loving way so the physical body isn't harmed, so be it." I will repeat this in a second, but I am often asked, why out loud? Well, every aspect of your being, including your physical body, has to hear this. It is an instruction. The physical body hears through the physical ears. It also signals to your higher self that you are ready to shift into a higher consciousness. So repeat after me this intention if you are ready. It is my intention that my whole being starts to align to the new higher consciousness. Let this be done in a gentle and loving way so the physical body isn't harmed. So be it. We will say this 2 more times so it really sinks in. It is my intention that my whole being starts to align to the new higher consciousness. Let this be done in a gentle and loving way so the physical body isn't harmed. So be it. And once more, it is my intention that my whole being starts to align to the new higher consciousness. Let this be done in a gentle and loving way so the physical body isn't harmed. So be it. That's it. You may have already started and be working to align to the new higher consciousness, but feel sometimes you are still off balance. That is normal. And grounding is the one thing that will help you with your balance and clearing old energies out of your system. It will help stop them from getting stuck. The way we ground is by using a visualization technique. Remember, energy follows thought. So in a seated position, with your feet firmly on the floor, back straight, take your focus to your feet. Feel the floor under them, how solid it is. Now imagine a tree. We usually only see the top half of the tree, but under the ground there are roots that go deep into the earth. Trees are very grounding. That is why when we are out in nature we feel so much better. There is such a grounding energy there. No matter how hard the wind blows, the tree will always stay solid and earthed because of its roots. They are so strong. Before we start, take a mental note of how you feel around the foot area. You may feel nothing, just normal, that is okay. Just make a note of it. In your mind, I want you to imagine roots are growing out of the soles of your feet and going down into the earth, just as a tree would. Your intention is to ground into the new energy of our Earth Mother. This energy is held within the crystalline grid of the Earth, and that is where we are going. So send your roots down as far as they will go. If you are struggling to get them down, imagine there are little weights on the ends of your roots. Then go down through the stratas of the earth and keep going down until you see a light glowing. As your roots go further down, the light becomes brighter, stronger, and it has such a welcoming feel to it. Let your roots enter this light, the light of the crystalline grid. And as you do so, acknowledge Mother Earth. Perhaps tell her how much you love her. Thank her for sustaining you, for without her you wouldn't live. In doing so, if you haven't already, you start to build a relationship with her, which brings her great joy. Once your roots are well down into that beautiful light, send out feeler roots, spread them out and wrap them around the crystals, which are enormous. When you feel you are well anchored, then take your focus back to your feet. And very gently, without force, imagine you are drawing up this energy of the earth via your roots and bring it up into your feet. Imagine this energy as a bright bluish white colour. Bring it up into your feet, then up into your ankles, moving up into your knees, up the legs, and into the energy centre just behind your belly button. This is where the earth chakra or energy centre resides. It is where you basically plug into the earth energy. Once you have done this and are happy with where you are at, take a mental note. How do you feel? Do your feet feel like they are stuck to the floor? Do they feel massive? Or do you just feel more grounded, more together? It doesn't matter if you don't feel anything. Over time you will notice a difference in the way you feel. So now you have set your intention and have grounded and plugged into the new energy of the earth. I would recommend you ground yourself several times a day. With practice, you will be able to ground in seconds. If you feel off balance, anxious, tired, or depressed, it usually signifies an energy block is surfacing for clearing. Grounding is a sure, fast way to get that block out of your system. Energy blocks always release through the feet, a bit like a waterfall, top to bottom. And just think, the more you clear, the more light you will embody. When you do this work, always be gentle and compassionate with yourself. It takes time and consistent practice and patience. Finally, this is a great time to be here on this earth as the new dawn rises. You are a part of it whether you realise that or not. You are a part of the great awakening to the age of peace. Yes, there will be lots of bumps in the road, lots of pulling and pushing of energy in the global collective as the old is shifted to make way for the new. But do not worry. It is all part of the greater plan for humanity. And as sure as the sun rises each day, the light coming in, creating this new world cannot be stopped. It will succeed, and peace will prevail. For this is the command of the greatest love of all.